check. Alrighty. We're good. Mostly good. Wow. Hey guys. How you doing? I think we're okay. Yeah, we're mostly there. We're like 90% there. Coffee. All right. So today we have a Alfa Giulia, which I wanted this door closed. Let's take a peek. Ooh. I like these cars. I like these cars a lot. So how y'all doing in the chat? We got a bunch of people here already. Is it okay to store tint in a humid garage? Yes, yes it is. I leave it outside in my truck in the winter, so you can freezing cold, burning hot. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can leave it. The floor looks awesome. Thank you, dudes. Look at this floor. I love this floor. Ooh, damn, like that is so clean. We took out the eyesore that is the floor. Now I'm the only eyesore left in the video. Glass 8 is great, just ordered 10 rolls. Damn, thank you. Glad you like it. That means a lot. Let's see. I do have a question before I have to hop off. I'll ask you when I hop on the camera. Okay, yeah, no worries. Damn, we got a lot of people here. Ooh, I'm gonna wait for it to pop up. I'm gonna let it pop up here real quick. It pops up on my chat window well before it pops up on stream, which is fun. But it better pop up or I'll be there. It is. Versatility, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Here's me making up to leave early. My question is, when you snap shrink, do you pull the bottom corner or you just lift it off the glass? Been having trouble getting it right. Very light pull. You put just a little tension on it to more lift it off the glass, but you could pull it just a little bit. But yeah, you just want to like curl just the very bottom, and then like it shouldn't give you that much trouble because you're just like you warm the bottom up, and then the bottom starts to pull together. That's what causes that whole smiley face. So when you shrink film, the areas that you heat up pull together. So that's why it's called shrinking. So when it does that, that's where you get those tension lines that shoot up the side. So pick up the corner, just warm it up, and then you'll start to notice it doing it. And just, you could go a little bit at a time, lay it down, see where you're at, and then just go from there. Just gradually do it until you find the sweet spot. But thank you for the super chat. It's gone right to the floor. It like, holy shit. And I found another upgrade that I would love to do. I don't know if it's kind of cheesy, but like I always keep my eye out for fun stuff that I could do. And this ad, like an actual ad popped up that is what I'd consider somewhat future for live streaming. And I was like, ooh, I could do it, but I don't want to talk about it yet. Where do you get the floor? It's sick. Thank you. It's a race deck floor. So you can check them out, racedeck.com. That's the company I ordered this through. They are pricey, but this is not their priciest floor. And we're gonna be going over some like, I don't know, some specifics on like what it's like to work with, because I've had some questions in the post that I made. And you know, water is a concern, obviously. Oh, a 2 pound super chat from Grant. Thank you so much. Oh, you just did a super sticker. I was looking for the question. Aw, thanks, man. What is that one? It like turns around and like shows his butt. Ooh. Oh, we got another one too. Damn. LKB. LKB with thank you. I've had a mirror tint installed and people say I didn't know people still do, which I got the mirror because regular tint doesn't look good with tan interior. What's that? I've had mirror tint installed and people say I didn't know people still do. Oh. Yeah, mirror tint is, it's not very common anymore at all. If anything, the, what do you call it? The like chameleon film, that's kind of starting to make its way into the market a little bit more. But yeah, mirror film was hugely popular in like the early 2000s, late 90s, stuff like that. And then kind of died off. Like popular brand manufacturers don't really make it so much anymore. So it's not even something that's very easy to buy. And then Jake with a $10 super chat. Jesus, you guys are just lighting up the stream already. Thoroughly enjoy watching your videos. I'm car audio installer, just trying to better my skills at tinting. Truly appreciate the videos, buddy. Keep it up. Thank you. I really appreciate the message. That means a lot. Like that's what we try and do here. That's why I like these live streams so much. It's the easiest way to like answer and like help you guys out as much as I can while still like getting my own shit done. Like it's been super fun. So I'm glad you like them. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna hop off now. No, you gotta stay. You gotta hang in here. You gotta bump up the views. All the way from the UK, your channel helped me start my own company, tinting windows. Bro, that's awesome. I haven't seen the way the floor looks. We showed it a little bit. All right, Tint Pro, here you go. You ready? You ready? Oh my God. So we have you'll have to excuse the bag there. We still gotta take care of a couple of things. So we have a double black border on the far right, so like in here, and then a single green, and then dark gray. I think it looks fucking killer. Dude, this is so cool. It changes the entire space. So what I really like about this floor is like, not only does it make it feel like a different space, but it's genuinely cleaner already because all the dust that settles, like, you know, you sweep out of the concrete that hides down, and it's like no matter how you sweep it, there's always this dust and grit and shit like that. So all my cables and hose and stuff, anything that falls on the floor instantly picks up a bunch of shit. So if I drop it on this floor, it's clean. It's nice. The concerning thing is there's one low spot right in this area. The rest of the floor kind of drains away, but this has a low spot, just the way the concrete has settled. So I don't have drainage here. And I tinted a couple things like 2 days ago at this point, and the water is still there. So I don't think it's gonna start smelling because the type of soap that I'm using doesn't seem to have any type of an after smell. But I do think that wintertime, and if I do a lot of cars in here, it would probably start to just build up. So it's not entirely made for like high production tint work unless you have floor drainage. So it's big part aesthetics, and secondary is just kind of the way that it makes the space feel with, you know, you drop a tool on the floor, obviously you'd wipe it off anyways, but things are just generally cleaner. It'll help with some of the dust and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it looks phenomenal though. I'm super happy with it. So, all right, so we got a Alfa Giulia. So we're gonna turn on some lights. Yeah, buddy. And we're gonna get started. We are doing 35 on the front and 20 on the back. These do have felt seals, but they're pretty loose, so they're not that difficult to do. I should probably set up my GoPro. I should have been doing that while I've been talking to you guys. Oh, I put in the battery backwards. Oh wait, no I didn't. Yeah, I did. Fun. That's why it wasn't charging. But we're gonna get this fired up and then we'll get started. This is nice. It's nice to just kind of hang out before we get started. And we got like a two-hour window at this point, I think. So we're gonna get through this one. Oh, there we go. Trust, cancel. So no upgraded films. This was actually a phone call appointment from yesterday, which is cool because those generally haven't worked out for me. But it's good to have one that finally did. I'm supposed to have another one too this afternoon. It's a Avenger. I think I'm just gonna do that one off stream. My 79-year-old mom is watching and she likes your setup. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. The window tint on my car is the dirt. I don't bother washing off. Fucking Twitch chat. Good stuff. What's the plan 3 years from now? That's a good question. The plan 3 years from now is to, I think, move out of state. If I'm being 100% honest here, I want to move to a warmer state, not because I want to stay in a hot garage all day, but I want a pool. I want to do this. I want to be done, and I want to walk out back and immediately go in a pool. So we need I want a bigger garage, but not like I don't know, just long enough for bigger trucks. This is plenty wide though. I actually don't mind how wide this is. Maybe a little bit, but the width is great. So, I don't know. But I have a feeling I'm gonna be building this up and then move out of state and then have to do it all over again. Moving to Virginia. You know, somewhere in between, like the deep south and up north would be great for temperature most of the year. So you're moving to Florida. You know, there's things I like about Florida, but I don't necessarily want to move all the way down to Florida. But I don't know. My wife is going to have some family in Texas. And Texas has some, I don't know, more land, I guess. I don't know. It's just like cheaper housing altogether. Like you get more for your money out in Texas versus certain areas of like Florida and stuff like that. So, ooh, Lewis with a $10 super chat. Just did my first GeoShield install off your recommendations, and it's a great film. Definitely less aggressive adhesive than Avery. Yes, for sure. But it went amazing. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge. Yes, it does. It's got a much less aggressive adhesive than Avery NR. Avery NR, this is something that I forget about, especially in the summertime. Or in the wintertime. I forget about it more because it's not as much of a problem. When I was using other films and then went to Avery NR, like when I was using NR Pro, basically, before they had NR and then switched to NR, they have a much more aggressive adhesive. So if you've been using Avery NR and it like tacks up on you, GeoShield isn't going to do that near as much. Most other films aren't going to do that as much. And even going from NR to NR Pro, the adhesive is probably one of the biggest differences. But, you know, at the end of the day, once you get used to it, it's not that bad. And then you just got to deal with, like, you know, if you use NR Pro, you have a little bit of haze, so that's why I stick with the NR on those two. But yeah, I actually have GeoShield's Classic Pro, Pro Classic, whatever they call it. They're color stable. That's on its way here. So we're gonna be using that. I bought some AutoZone tint. Got any advice to put it on and make it look good? I have a whole video on that actually. Check it out on the channel. If you search AutoZone tint, you'll find it. It's more popular than the actual AutoZone videos that AutoZone themselves posted. All right, so we're gonna get started. This seems to be working, so let's switch over to the GoPro. But thank you for that super chat. That really helps. It encourages my spending on this studio too. This fucking floor. This was a $1,700 floor, to put that into perspective on like things that we're trying to do here. So yeah, super fun. All right, let's go pro. Go pro. Hey! Cool. I love when it just works. Oh my God. I need a haircut, but I don't think haircut places are open. We just got the extend for like another month too, so. What percentage? We are doing 35 on the front and 20 on the back. So let's go ahead. Let's get some stuff sorted out. What was that? That Alfa is yours? No, it's not mine. I just tinted a dark gray one yesterday, actually. So it was like super fun coincidence because I really like these cars. This is one of the cars at the top of my list. I'm not a huge fan of it being owned by Chrysler because there's definitely a lot of like, you can tell the Chrysler blood that runs through this car. So like there's you know, and they used to actually use the old Chrysler key fobs even. They finally upgraded those. Thank God. Oh, I have it sitting in the car. I just lost audio, never mind, connected to my Bluetooth. Well, yeah, that's not my problem. All right, so we should be all set up on here. So we gotta empty out some of this line. So this soap that I'm using, this floor is really funny too because you can kind of slide on it, but I'm just emptying out my line because I've noticed, like baby shampoo in general, if you let it sit in a bottle overnight and it gets like, you're in a hot environment, generally speaking, it will like stick to like the walls. It won't be as slippery the next day. So this stuff, same deal. Especially when it gets warmer. It's I'm gonna have to get a smart TV in the shop so I can watch the streams while I work. Yes. Or YouTube Premium and background play them at the very least. I always have my phone while I'm working. It's if I wasn't faster at tinting, they would be screaming at me at that glass shop sometimes. They'd be like, bro, seriously, you have to get shit done. And then I speed up and I get it all done. But they got this is what I like. It's just like they should change those to some black ones, but they got like the red accents on it, the styling, the wheels, just the little touches. I love Alfa styling. Alfa styling is fucking cool. One of my favorite ones is the 4C. Oh shoot. I think this is all I have left. No, I have this one, my glass aid. When it gets hot, unfortunately, I like telescopes. That's the one. It's one of the unfortunate things. Most of the cars that I tint are black or dark colored. Yeah, you know, I really wish that they, like, especially in here, I wish it was like bright red, blue, or something different, white even. Yeah, most of the cars that I get in here are all like the same color. The one that I did yesterday was dark gray. Which I think, I don't know, they're both really, really nice. I tend to lean towards the dark gray one a little bit with the black accents. So what I wanted to do on my Explorer actually, but they didn't have the accent pieces in black on the model version that I was getting. They do now though. How much am I currently spending on advertising? It's a good question. I should be spending some, but I'm actually not spending anything right now. I did spend about $400, so like $200 campaigns right in the beginning. And that definitely got me some leads. And as soon as I stopped posting, or stopped boosting them, the messages dried up. It's really funny how quickly your messages will dry up if you stop promoting things. And that's just kind of how Facebook works in general. It's not a super discoverable platform, especially for businesses. So you got to rely a lot on referrals and making content, but you got to like overproduce content unless you want to pay for it. Where did I want to put it on the quarters. I like spaced out for a second and then I misplaced it. Oh well, we'll do it on the quarters in a little bit. All right, so we're still doing Avery Dennison until my my Geo gets here. So we got 35 and 20. So let's bring these over here. Oh, I know what I did. Because I got my dry shrink. That's what I did. What tape is that? It's my own little thing. It's called Glass Aid. I just use it to line the outside, and then I cut on top of it. It's an extra precaution when I'm cutting on the glass now. Just because I don't want to be at fault for like scratching it. So you can still like cutting here, cutting there, cutting a little bit like rounded corners and stuff like that lightly. That's cool. And you can still cut on borders like that. But glass in general is getting a little bit cheaper depending on the model car. And it's tough to say which is and which is not. So sometimes you'll see people like, they never had a problem and then all of a sudden they do like a Tesla. And then the Tesla has a fucking scratch in it. It's like, so it's to prevent stuff like that. I'm gonna try a clay bar and a Dodge Charger. Oh, I got to try a clay bar and a Dodge Charger and it had no peanuts. Really? I've tried it on a Charger, but I still turned on the defrosters. And I did a Mustang yesterday, still turned on the defrosters. I'm nervous, but that's awesome. Have you, if anybody in the chat has tried clay bar on rear defrosters, have you noticed them looking a little cleaner and like you're pulling like black shit off of the defrosters, like a residue or something? It's really, really cool. Curious to hear other people's thoughts and opinions on using a clay bar. I've been really impressed with them. Where did you get the racks for your tint boxes? This was a really cheap and effective solution. So the official, where is it? Sorry, I know. Right here, under here. Rubbermaid Fast Tracks are these ones here. They only go so tall. So these ones I got from Menards. You can find these at like Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's. They're like garage and closet racks. You have a bar that screws into the studs up here, and then just dual track bars that go all the way down. And then these brackets are 6-inch, just 6-inch brackets. So at each one of these boxes, they just sit right on top of that. And I bought a ton of these brackets. So very, very simple, effective solution. And then it's modular, so you can like move them around and stuff like that. I wonder if we can turn off the headlights. No, that doesn't help. Oh no, they're gonna demonetize me. Shush. Yeah, clay bar is one of those things that is gonna become popular soon. It really is. Most tinters haven't thought of it. I just happened to use one because I ran out of my scrub pad. And I don't know, I've been a fan ever since I started using it, especially on the defrosters. Somebody pointed out in chat they've noticed a little cleanlier defrosters. Yeah, me too. It's like, it's not a huge difference, but they seem to like either stick better or just like lay down cleaner along those lines. It's nice. And it's a simple thing to do. It doesn't like take any extra time, which I really like. Okay, so we got 35. We're gonna be double cutting these. Overall, this car is not that difficult of a car to do. They have felt on the sides, but they're really loose seals on the side too. I just like these cars. I'm glad we got one in today. And I just realized I have no squeegee. So we got this one and this one that fell down yesterday. Yeah, bouncing back in between here and my one other mobile account, it's not that big of a deal, but I have noticed I'll sometimes forget things, and it gets really annoying because I'm kind of a scattered mess in here sometimes. So I'll like set things on shelves, and then I'll go run and do a full day there, and then pack everything back up, and then like next thing I know, like I'm rushing out in the middle of the morning or early in the morning, and then I forget shit. I think I want to change these blades. I have the same blade in both holders right now. I'm wondering where my carbon blades are. Thank you, guys. Thank you for helping out with the carbon blades, though. I ordered them immediately after the stream, and they're still not here. I'll have to check. Explain how to tuck the film so you don't get felt. Okay. I'll try and remember as we're doing it. It's not gonna look any different than most of my other installs, which is kind of the funny part about the way that I tint. Most of what I do always looks the same. All right, I gotta change a blade real quick. As you can see, that's how I work, is just scattered. How do you tuck the film so it doesn't get hair? I don't know, I just do it and then it doesn't have hair. It's like you don't have to clean out the excuse me. You don't have to clean out the bottom seals overly at all. Everything washes down. It's time for me to get a new squeegee. What do you recommend? You know, if you caught me a couple months ago, I would have said the flat out, and I still love the flat out. But part of it actually depends on the film that you use, I've noticed. So if you have a film with a pretty good scratch coat and can take a little bit more abuse, versus a film that, you know, every once in a while you'll notice like a scratch from a squeegee or something like that. If you have a tougher scratch coat, the flat out is amazing, and I really, really like it. If you don't have a super tough scratch coat, use something a little bit softer like the Orange Crush. That's what I've determined. Because you got to be a little bit more cautious with what you're doing. I want to clean this one up just a hair. It's all about technique. Yes. Yeah, there's no magic here. The magic is just in the time. The more time you put into any of this, the better that you'll get. And it's like little bit better with each install. Avery Dennison versus Lumar ATC. Huh. Avery Dennison versus Lumar ATC is not going to give you... Okay, so the only benefit to Avery Dennison in that scenario would probably be Avery Dennison has a clean release glue. So if you ever have to like redo something or change out a window or whatever, you know, we all make mistakes. When you peel it, it peels clean. Lumar leaves all the glue behind, and it's a pain in the ass to remove. Longevity, I don't think, you're really like comparing two films that are very, very similar. So at that point, it's, if you have a problem, what is the company going to do for you? There's not enough differences there to really make a good judgment call on film alone. You got to look at the company too. So yeah, you'll definitely save a little bit of money with going with Avery NR, but it's not going to, Avery NR is probably not going to shrink quite as quickly either. So yeah, they're too similar. Just bought my first tint keg. Can't wait for it to arrive. Dude, excuse me. That's awesome. I love seeing people getting excited about like bigger, cooler tint purchases. You know what I mean? Like the things that like you have in the background that you just kind of like, ooh, I want that. Like that's how I felt about this floor. I was so excited to get this floor. Tint kegs are great. You're gonna be extremely happy with one of those. And it's great because you get to use it on like every car. It's one thing like I'm super excited about with this whole setup in general. Like this is a floor that I actually get to use for my work. So it's not just like, hey, my car's parked on it and I get to admire my own car on my own floor. I actually get to use it. it makes me money. And that's always awesome. So I'm pretty sure today or tomorrow I'm gonna go get an actual trash can, but we're gonna get it like a fucking nice one. This floor, I don't know. I can't just get a regular trash can now. I have to do like just things that are a little bit nicer in here that help complement everything. I get excited when I receive my order of tri-edge tools in the mail. That feeling when you see the neon colors. Hell yeah. I fucking love tri-edge. You know, that's always the funny thing. That's always a funny thing too about like tint tools. Is like, I always thought they were kind of kiddish in a way because they're all like colorful and shit. But now with like this setup and what I do, I'm extra happy because like when I start using something different, people are like, what the fuck is that? That looks cool, that's different. How often do I rip the tint when I pull the cutoffs? It doesn't rip anywhere that I cut. You always pull out in a way. So as long as you're like here, for example, if I pull out, it's not gonna rip into my pattern at all. I gotta get better at cutting my corners on this. But usually I tuck far enough. There we go, that's better. I gotta see if I'm pretty sure the seat's gonna fold down. The one I did yesterday, I didn't take the time. I just went straight over it. My next big purchase is an AC unit. Hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's something I'm thinking about in here. So I tried, this leads directly into the house and I can actually open this window, but there's no insulation and this garage sticks out of the house. So even with the fan, it didn't really cool things down very much. And let's see, if I were to put an AC unit, I have all the lights plugged up there. I have a heat gun that I need over here. And then I have the computer plugged in this one. And all those individual things on their own circuits, I don't have an extra one for an AC. So I'm not sure that's in the cards for me, unfortunately. I wish it was. Okay. Any advice on a 1995 Ford Bronco? Ooh. Open, so that back sliding window on the Bronco, I've done these. They're not fun, but if you cut the inside back ones exact, like you just got a lot of dirt usually to clean out of the sides, and they're not bad. Expect there to be some dirt along the sides though. I don't know, they're kind of tough to keep 100%. And then for the back window, that roll down, what you can do is put it on like a 55-gallon trash can. Like literally take the Bronco has that tailgate, but the window has to be down. So drop the window, put it down, put out a trash can with like a tint box sitting on it. And then if you latch the sides and turn the key, you can roll that window back up and rest it and just tint it laying down. That was the easiest way for me to tint one of those Broncos, but I do not like doing stuff like that. I don't like tinting stuff like that. I'm not old school enough to have amazing techniques, or I don't know. I'm not old school enough to really appreciate tinting older cars. I hate it. I like the newer stuff. It's what I get more often than not. And this stuff is generally easier too. So you can tell you love your job. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm being creative with my job is what really makes me excited about it. I've been tinting for a reasonably long time at this point. Just like most things, you fall into some type of a groove, and eventually that groove can get monotonous. So I like to, the video, the live streams, those are my creative outlets for all this. And so I've always been big into aesthetics and setups and technical shit. So this is the best of both of those worlds. So what I've noticed is the farther we go on this this roll, the harder it is to pull. So on the 200-foot roll of plastic, I'm not gonna order one this long again. It's too tight. I want this to pull off much easier and cleaner than that. So they sell 50-foot ones, so I'm just gonna get a few 50-foot ones next time. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Stay. But there's just certain types of material. It still doesn't like grabbing to either. It's kind of weird. It's really weird how that works, actually. All right. So we're gonna have to turn this off and back on again. We need, what do we need? We need a scrubber. We need some when I wrap up at the end of the day, I am never conscious about tinting the next day. So I just throw all my shit in here and then I go. and it shows. Why do you only shrink the bottom of the door windows? Because that's all you need to do. You don't need to go above and beyond shrinking the bottom. Keep things as simple as you can. Yeah, this one's a little bit weird. Lift up the plastic and feed it into the door switch. It sticks too many other places for that to really be effective. So like, I can kind of try it, but it always grabs somewhere here and then you're like, so what I end up doing is just making a little slit here and then I can reach through. Okay, so clay bars right there, scrubbies right here. Let's go. We have a sticker. We getting very toasty in this studio. All right, so couple things about this window. It's got big pillars, but they're farther back, so you have room to tuck it. And then they also have some felt. But you're gonna see we haven't done anything to cover the felt at this time, because we really don't need to. So we scrub the top, we take a towel, we wipe it off. And then let's grab a clay bar. How did you discover your passion for tinting? Fell into it. I wouldn't be a tinter if I wasn't raised around automotive accessories. I wouldn't probably really realize what kind of a career this even is. So my dad has an automotive accessories company. He had a bigger one at the time. Oh. We just got a giant super chat. Holy shit. Who was that? Daniel Reyna, welcome, man. Man, I just bought the carpet shield. Hurrah. Awesome. Let me know how you like it. I was just talking about the extra long roll seems to be a little bit too like tough to pull down when you get to a certain point. But overall, it's I really like the concept. I want to play with a couple more. But thank you so much. So like I was saying, I was tinting for my dad's shop, or I was at my dad's shop. I was a detailer in the summer. And then started going to aviation mechanics school, and then I'd work there before I go to school. And then our window tinter quit over the weekend, and he asked if I wanted to learn. And he actually had somebody come in a couple of days, actually most days of the week, and teach while he was doing the cars, which made it extra difficult for him. So I worked with him for about I think a year. And then I worked with some other people. I worked with like a lot of shitty tinners. Some of them were good, some of them were awful. And so I just learned a lot from a lot of people. I picked up, and you can learn something from everybody. So that's how I started. Okay, so somebody asked, how do I keep these clean? So you want to keep this side edge as flat as you can. So we're going to roll up the film, we're going to leave the liner hanging, and we're just going to tuck it in. Now, the slower you do this, the faster it's going to kind of bind up on you, unless you have like a lot of soap. And same thing, pull, leave this edge flat. It's really humid in here, and this is a tacky ass film, so I don't have a lot of time to like just sit on this. But that's kind of what it looks like. So let me double check to see if I'm far enough. Yes, okay, good. That's my biggest concern, is if I take too much time, sometimes it'll bind up short and I won't get all the way into the seal. So always jump on the outside, check your edges. We're like, ooh, all right. Here, we're gonna try something. We're gonna leave this gapped over the top just a hair, because this can be filed off a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass, but we can make it look good. But yeah, that's always the key. At least for me. You gotta, yeah, I always keep it better to tuck low by the liner. I try to leave as much exposed for the glass as possible. So I'll keep this about an inch off the top if I can. And then give myself as much film to work with, which is when this gets really short, that's a lot more difficult. But when you squeegee it out, you actually only need to worry about the very top. You don't have to worry about any of this, but I do it kind of out of habit. Ooh, do not come loose. So I'm still practicing this, and I've kind of picked up a little bit of a technique from all my practicing. But I tell you what, it's definitely not 100. So I just had it a little bit over on this leading edge. So it just then escapes, and that's what I don't get. But we're basically there. We gotta just let it sit for a sec. But then I start like eating through the rest of the blade. These ones don't have very tight seals though. They just have like long seals. There we go. That's better, I think. No, we got that little nubbin right there. That should be good. As you can see, I'm getting a little better, but it's nowhere near where I need to be to make this consistent. I don't get it though. It seems to like release too easy for me, but that'll take care of that. And then we check it. So this is where I want to make sure that I'm all the way over, because you have that much width there. Then we roll it up, and then we do the bottom. You know what I noticed is there's a spot right in this corner that likes to grab like a son of a bitch. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it just is that way. The rest of it is loose and easy, but then we get to like this front corner and it scares me how tight it wants to like. What's gonna happen is it's gonna dry out your film and make it grab. So there we go. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still a little nervous. Fuck. Almost wonder if it'd be beneficial to round this extra, because it's nothing you would ever know is there until. Yep. No, I don't think we got it. Fucking shit. No. You spend all that time on that one little bit, and then you get a son of it. I did it yesterday, but I got it. I got both of them. This one's no good though. So what happened is this little corner, there's this pinch point right here, and for some reason it just grabbed. because Avery likes to be dog shit sometimes. It's really hot in here, so we gotta redo this one. Balmer. I got short rolls outside, but we'll just do this like this. I think I'm gonna round it extra. That's it. That's like the only spot on these cars. It does it on the front too. So we gotta... I think I gotta change the blade too, because I use this to like trim off the top a bunch. What was that? Have you ever done older Chevy trucks with the black light dot matrix on the front windows? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they have the little frit line. I've done those. Take no shifting on those at all. They have like a small gap, small edge border on those. If you look on the inside, it's about like an 1/8 to 1/4 inch wide. So when you cut your sides, use a light and just cut those doors to fit right on the inside of that border. So just leave them exact. It's like just like overlap. You don't have to shift them or anything like that. All right, so for this corner, we're gonna over round it. What's the brand of the floor? It's Race Deck. Have I tried Johnson? No. No, and to be honest, I don't hardly hear... I hear people always ask about them, but I never hear shops that use them regularly. They obviously would have to have shops that use them regularly. But yeah, they're just one of those like popular low-key brands, I think. I don't hear a lot of, like, I mean, bigger low-key brands. I just haven't heard of them. Hey, Daniel Reyna, thank you for the $5 super chat. Where did you buy the swivel hose connectors? I thought it was Sun Distributing. Yeah, Sun Distributing, not Sun Distribution. Yeah, that, or you can go to tintkeg.com. They have the same, like the same company, basically. But thank you for that super chat. Okay. Yeah, these lower corners, it's an easy car. It doesn't make it a hard car. It's an easy car, right? We just fucked up an easy window. There's something here though. It's where this, I'd say it's where this seal presses right against this gasket here. So this is loose, but when they're both together, they have this one spot that's really, really tight. So what we have to do, we're over rounding the corner a little bit because it's so far down and you'd never know that we over rounded it. It's just like, it's not anything to like all it does is make it easier. Or it should anyways. So we're gonna give this a try. I still don't know if it's rounded enough, but I rounded it a little bit extra. And then we're gonna try to, I think my pattern was pushed a little farther forward, so I had a little bit more than I wanted tucking into the front anyways. So we're gonna try and move that to the back a little bit more. Oh no. Hang on, I think I just made a mistake. This looks wrong. Fuck me. Here we go. You guys ever make those mistakes that spiral out of control and then you have a hard time recovering? So, what time is it? Oh, fuck me. Is it really 11:30 right now? Son of a bitch. All right. I gotta text the customer. We're already at 11:30. So, the mistake was I grabbed the 20 instead of the 35. Y'all want to see another pattern get cut again? You want to see Matt lose his mind? Why does this happen? I'm not upset at the problem. I'm upset at the time. I don't know how it's already 10 or 11:30. I keep falling into this one pattern where, like this job, if you guys remember the live streams at the glass shop, we were pretty quick and thorough, be up in an hour and a half. And here, I don't, what am I trying to say? When time gets away from me, that's when I really, that's what I'm trying to say. That's when I really like start to fall off. It's like you're trying to play catch up in a way. It's not enough to like freak out about. It's just when I set expectations for like the day, and then next thing I know, that day walked away from me for no good reason, that's when I start losing my shit a little bit. I should have noticed as soon as I put it on the board, but I noticed it at least before we got the front installed. It was like, this looks dark. What am I doing? Oh, I'm putting the wrong shade on it. Hell no. There's a super chat though. Holy shit. Is there a couple? I think I got one. Thank you. What was that? Dude, been there, done that. It's exasperating. Yeah, we all have. Thank you. Thank you for that, though. For the $4 super chat. If I was like mostly through it, whatever, but I'm just like getting started here. So we gotta tweak things a little bit. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, that would be okay. I have some availabilities tomorrow. What time are you thinking? Yeah, that's fine. I'll just move you to tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the call. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, awesome. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, I just got a call from the customer for later this afternoon. He can't make it today, but he said he wants to do it tomorrow, which is good, actually. So that's kind of like a blessing in disguise because we'll just do this one. I gotta let this customer know that it's gonna take a little bit longer. We'll be fine. In the moment, here's what's really, really tough, is when this happens in the moment, it can be really hard to like step back, take a deep breath, because you have shit to do, right? So you don't really have that time. But what would be most beneficial is literally stepping back, taking a little bit of time, have a sip of coffee, recoup, and then go fucking get it done. But often that is not the case with setups and everything. So what we're hoping now at this point is, come on. Y'all that installed Avery probably have been here. It's just sometimes you got to be a little bit more direct with Avery. We're also adjusting to the warmer climate here. So, okay, we're good. Oh my God. What is the door plastic? It's a carpet shield from Lowe's. I just think it's funny because it's been asked so many times that I want to put a bulletin out there about it, but like everybody that wants to know, I should have like a shortcut so they can find out, but okay. So this is like, you want to talk about normal pace? This is normal pace. Now we cross our fingers on this front corner. We should be good. I guarantee you what happened. Yeah, yep. Okay, we're already good. So we can talk a little bit about what exactly happened. Because we're already okay. So like, wasn't a big deal. But so the reason it even happened in the first place, it was, yeah, we're already good. So it was just farther over on the front edge, and you don't have to be so far forward. But like I said in the beginning, these seals are looser. So whenever there's looser seals, sometimes I'll overcompensate the sides and just make them wider, because why not? So when I made it a little bit wider, and then the whole pattern was shifted a little bit farther forward. So, like I said, this front corner here, it's tight right there. And that's the worst part. It's very reminiscent of like a Jetta. So when I installed this second one, I cut them just a little bit slimmer on this front side, and I didn't tuck it over near as far. So I would recommend doing that for more consistency. You still could do it the way that I did it earlier, but you're gonna be fighting with that little edge there. But they're not anything crazy. So still, it's not a hard window. I just set myself up for a hard time. And with the type of film that this is, it pinched and then it stuck. And when that front corner sticks and you fold it, it's done. You do not want that front corner to have any folds in it. It's gonna be a son of a bitch. Have fun tinting. Don't be too hard on yourself. Doing a great job. Oh, thanks, man. I just, the part that I give myself a hard time on is the time itself. I'm okay with making some mistakes, but when I like goof off and then all of a sudden it's 11:30, that's when I start to lose it a little bit. Now, Here's the next question. Where's my phone? Oh no. Oh, I put it right here. Okay. Thank God. Hang on, I get a message to the customer a little bit. Sorry. Gonna be done by 1. Do you know? Okay, cool. Dana Reyna with a $5 super chat. Hey man, I've watched all your videos at this point. Thank you very much. Hey man, I've watched all your videos at this point and I'm ready to start tinting business and now I have a little side hustle. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Dana Reyna. Dana Reyna, you've been like a champ this fucking live stream. I really appreciate that. Are we gonna put carpet plastic down? Of course we are. Of course we are. What's the name of the scrubby cream? It's called Squeaky Monkey Rewind to Raw. It's a glass scrubbing compound. Just Google Squeaky Monkey and you'll find it. I just got here. Let me see the floor. We need to, you'll see bits of the floor. Just let me get caught up here. All right, back door. Back doors are much more easier. Okay, there's one car that doesn't like to stay on. This is not like the GMs, this is a Chrysler. So this one should stay on for longer. But I can't get it to. It stays on for like 10 minutes and then it shuts off. If anybody has a trick for the Giulias, that would be great. Because there's something different about the way this car is designed. A lot of the Chryslers, like you can push the button a couple times and it'll stay on for longer. GMs, you press and hold the button and it'll stay on. Giulia's, I'm not sure. Well, good news is if that one shows up tomorrow at 3, then we'll have another live stream. Because I was only going to do the one today. So there's a blessing in disguise. Yes, this is the Giulia. Spelled Giulia. Giulia, like, spelled really different. I'm sure it's like the Italian way to spell it or something. But over here it's like Giulia? What? Yeah, that one. I love the styling on Alphas though. This one is no exception. This one looks great. You guys, I gotta like check the temperature in here. I need a thermometer. I might have one. I have like the laser thermometer somewhere. But we are full-blown sauna right now with no garage door open. So that's interesting. You guys will see when I come back on the main camera. Whew. That's why I like tinting in flip-flops though. It's like summertime. Well, I mean, it is. I have a call right now from a robo-caller. Well, how do you just tell it not to answer the call when you're tinting? Yay! And she's done. You know, sometimes I think I should just tint at my normal pace in here and not slow down at all because I'm so used to the faster pace, I guess, that when I slow down too much, then the weird things start happening. Oop, sorry. Okay, thanks. Cool. Well, that's fine. Just letting them know. I ordered 4 shanks because I saw your live stream. Aw, that's cool. You'll like them. It's one of the funniest tools that, God, people know this story. I've said it so many times. I think they're like the dumbest little tool, but they're super helpful, and everybody that seems to have picked one up really likes them too. They didn't seem helpful when I first looked at them, and then I actually used one for myself, and everybody's just like, damn, that thing helps out a ton. So big shout out to like Rick McIntyre for like reintroducing me to that tool that I kind of just wrote off. It's been a big help for a lot of people, so that's good to hear. I want to get, oh, so I have the blue hose right now. And I think I'm going to go back to a Flexzilla hose just because we have a green floor. No, Xavier, I got your comment. Sometimes I just end up talking over the comment, and that makes me miss it. I don't mind you posting it again. Have you ever went to squeegee down the film and it picks back up and creates like a bubble that won't tack down again? Can you be a little bit more specific? Like on door windows? There could be a number of reasons why the film won't lay down. It could be over shrunk on the bottom. If you work an air trail into your yeah, let's do this. It would look dope in green. Yeah, that's why I really like the Flexzilla. I love that green. And I would only leave it in here because in this floor, it's gonna stay clean. The blue one, it still is getting kind of dirty, but like I drag it through a pretty horrific floor, so stays cleaner in general. But the Flexzilla one is a great hose, but putting water pressure through it will cause it to like expand on the ends a little bit over time. So usually like after a year, you should probably replace it unless you don't put too much pressure in your tank. I've noticed that, but that was like, you know, everybody thought they were fine and then we were finding out like a year later. They're super great though. So these quarters, super straightforward, super easy. They give you all the room in the world to work with. What is it? Did my first Dodge Grand Caravan and had to do the back window twice, pre-cut the first time, burnt the corner, then cut it. And it turned out great, but it was pretty scary. Yeah, those Caravans, they're not super fun. The back windows are a little extra curved right against that spoiler. And then those sliding doors have the what's it called? That like metal paneling in the way. It's super annoying. I found out an easy way to remove it on the Caravans because I had to do so many of them. But it still doesn't make it that much fun. What do you think of XPEL Prime XR? I haven't touched any XPEL. So I cannot say for sure, but I've heard very, very good things about all their films. I know it's made by Gwari, but I had an interesting talk yesterday with Burns, which this segues into another question. Oh, thank God. Cool. I was worried for a second that maybe we were going to have a gap because of the way that it shifted a little bit. But no, we don't. We're covered. So this makes perfect sense. This is something I should have asked and realized well beforehand. He said just because it comes from Gwari does not mean everybody has the same film. But what he did say, he's like, a lot of the top companies that are ordering film through Gwari, it's all made to spec. So just because it comes from Gwari, like Global, he's like, Gwari doesn't make just one film for everybody. Gwari makes thousands of films. So everything's to spec, but the films that come out of Gwari will have similar components. So the top manufacturers will order the top components to add to their film. So there'll be a lot of similarities because they have their manufacturing process, but you can have cheap, shitty film from Gwari, and you could also have really good film from Gwari. So I can't say 100% on XPEL, and I'm gonna have to start comparing a couple of Gwari films together. Generally speaking, they all should be really good and really similar. But yeah, I haven't used that one in particular. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I've too been saying, yeah, it's Gwari. If it's from Gwari, it's good shit. Well, most of the time that's true, and it's going to be hard to tell some of the similarities, tell some of the differences between a handful of films, but just kind of throwing that out there. XPEL, or Obsessed Garage likes XPEL, so that should tell you it's great. Yeah, interesting story about that too. Oh, but this question, why are you using Avery and not GeoShield? So the reason we're still using Avery NR is I had a stock of it, and it's my film that I use at the glass shop. So it's real quick and easy for me to just go pick up some more Avery, and I was using it for a long time, and it's my daily driver film on most cars. The carbon and ceramic I'm trying to sell here. They don't actively sell carbon or ceramic. So the fact that we've been using Avery for an extended period of time was why I didn't want to just switch it on them out of the blue. I wanted to do some type of gradual transition. So as I was depleting my Avery stock, we're basically switching over to GeoShield. But also since they are, like, you know, when I'm off stream, it's the film that I daily drive as well. I'm not going to be regularly installing carbon or ceramic on those cars at the glass shop. So I just needed to get rid of all the Avery that I had and basically switch at the right time into GeoShield, their Classic Pro, I think it's called. I have to double check that one. Pro Classic. So I actually do have it on the way now. And that's what I will be using instead of Avery NR. But that's kind of a long explanation of why we're still using Avery. Still have some left. And yeah. We're going 100% Geo for sure. Can I send you a link? For the stuff for prepping, go to, so the glass scrub's only available at a handful of places. Go to Sun Distributing for that one. I would, but I'm in the middle of a window. I just realized I forgot the door cover. Ah, there it is. Somebody reminded me in chat. I caught that right before he said it though, which is great. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So a lot of the times I don't. I don't cover door panels while I'm tinting elsewhere. It's not that I don't want to. It's that it's the area that I'm in. So I'm not broadcasting. There's really, like, you can tint without covering door panels, but people would prefer to see them covered, and it's just good practice. But I think I'm just gonna get a handful of shorter rolls, and then carry them over to the glass shop, and then on select cars I will cover it. But in here, I try to be a little bit more careful about that kind of stuff. So. I picked up a shank after watching you. I like it more than the Easy Reach. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel the same. That's really cool. We just had somebody mention the same thing a little bit earlier too, about picking up shanks, and then they've been super helpful. That's awesome. They're just a simple little tool that makes life way easier. I also, I have bottles of Squeaky Monkey that I have to add to my own site. So with enough people asking, it'll be up there. So you can also check mytintstuff.com soon. I'll have it up there. I just haven't added it yet. Also, if you asked a question that I kind of missed, feel free to ask it again. I'm just kind of like in a groove right now. So I'll get back over and check. There was one I think that I missed that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. Tint Depot sent me a fancy ass fucking heat box though that I want to put together. I kind of want to do it on stream or a video, but I got to put it together. I just need the time. My kids opened them and wondered why the plastic knives were all bent. They got destroyed in shipping. Yeah, it totally looks like a butter knife. It's actually, believe it or not, a palette knife for art. You'll find that a lot of tint tools that exist usually came from like another type of tool or something somewhere. Also picked up the same clear film. Gotta try out. I'm so used to not having it, forgot pull it out. Yeah, I know, you get in that like groove, right? What was it? Sorry, I'm just scrolling back. Is this car legally tinted for the state? Technically no. That's up to the customer. So, technically yes, and technically no. If they have a doctor's note, then they're legally allowed to take it on the road. But if they're this little guy right here. But if they, I'm just gonna fix this. So in the state of Michigan, it is legal to have if you have a doctor's note. So it is not illegal for me to put on. It is up to them. And we're in one of those states / areas where, generally speaking, cops don't care all that much. As long as you're not trying to draw much attention to yourself, you'll be okay. Where can I get GeoShield? You can get it at geoshieldusa.com. Just Google GeoShield. It'll pop up their site. You have to set up an account with them, though. But call. So when you call, you'll likely talk to Burns, and he is the owner. He's been talking to a lot of you guys that have been calling, and he's been really excited talking to everybody that has called. Generally speaking, it seems like a lot of newer people are calling, and he said it's really refreshing to talk to lots of you guys that are ambitious, wanting to learn and get started and fucking take on the world. It's really, really cool. So thank y'all for seeking him out and supporting what's going on here. Is it a 2-ply? Yes. All their films are quality films. Oh no, we're forgetting the plastic again. Hang on. Let's put that on real quick. So yeah, all their films are badass films. You're not gonna find anything without, or that's, you're not gonna find anything that's not good there. They just pulled in an economic ceramic too. They're calling V Nano. I haven't tried it yet, but Burns hit me up after I asked about prices. He's 50 minutes from where I live. He was supposed to stop by. Oh, that's cool. I wish I was that close. So when I talked to them, they're having their busiest week of the year so far. The problem that they ran into is that everybody's run into right now, and they anticipated it, and it's basically, it's all hands on deck right now. So give him a little bit of time or hit him back up again. Man, he's been busy. So basically, everybody shut down for a while, and then manufacturing slowed down too. So anybody that didn't anticipate the slowdown is running low on stock because tinters are kicked back into high gear right now. From the pandemic, so like everybody wants film now. There's a lot more demand for tint, and everybody wants to get their cars tinted. So people are running into shortages on window film right now, and they've just been like, they ship out same day before 12 if you order, and they've just been like slammed to the nose right now. So. But yeah, it was a good talk. Okay. Oh, that's cool. So there's nobody in your area, so he'll send you leads if he gets them. That's cool. That's like, that's one thing I would love to see more from companies. Basically landing you leads as a dealer. They should be as easily discovered by customers and potential clients. And basically like use the manufacturer as a way to find a dealer. That should be a big one. So, I'm gonna check this. We didn't modify the sides on this pattern, so we did fix the top a little bit. That basically, that bumped edge, I already took care of it before I went to install this one. Where I get the yellow? The yellow what? The squeegee? Tint Depot. So all the regular tools that you see me use, a lot of them can be found at tintdepot.com. You don't need an account from them. You just order. Holy shit, how did I miss that? They put stickers on both sides of this one. All right. Oh my God. Do you see how high this stamp is though? What the fuck? What? It's on both sides, so it's symmetrical at least. Why are they so high? They put this like an inch up off of the bottom. It looks a little strange. It's nice that it's Alfa glass though. Like it's actually got the Alfa logo on it. Getting my Tesla Model 3 windows tinted? Ooh, buddy. You have one of the... It's going to be expensive. So the frameless is no big deal. But that back window, my advice to you is find a shop that's already done them. It's very challenging for somebody on their first go on that car. It's a learning curve because it's so big. So they actually have to special order, unless they have one in stock already. So that's why I say like a shop that's done it will know this already. So that back window basically goes from here all the way to here. So you have to take a wider roll and roll it up the entire back window sideways. So generally speaking, you need like one of these size rolls for it. Or I mean, you do, that's exactly what you need, is a 60-inch wide roll all the way up the back window. So find a shop that's already done it. It's probably gonna be pretty expensive though. Yeah. Yeah, any advice for the frameless? The frameless windows are going to be the easiest part of that car. That back window. That back window is intense. I've only done one. It didn't go amazing, but I also didn't have a lot of time to actually do it. They basically like slammed me with a Model 3 and then 4 other full cars. So I just did the best I could with the time I had. Ooh, phone call. Hang on 1 second. Tint Studio. Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, it was the other guy. Oh, that makes sense. It was the guy that called me to reschedule. All right, now we're on the back window. Everything else has gone great. And I'll say, when I'm moving around, it doesn't feel as bad. So we got a couple little things to push out along the sides, but we got 35 in the front, 20 in the back so far. So let's get to this back window. We are at 12:13. Told her we will be done around 1. So we are back on pace. Everything's good. So let's do, oh, okay. Always something. Pretty sure I have to change out a battery real quick. So let's, yeah, we gotta change main cam. All right, let's swap it. Guys, can you tell how warm it is in here? Something different today, hope all is well. Yeah, we're getting there. We had some problems on the front door. Just with like the lower corner, but I know for next time. Jesus. I swear, one of these sides is like slightly recessed and the other one is not. Come on, GoPro battery. Pop out. There we go. Oh. Oh, I'm like yanking up on the end. That's no good. Ooh, she's a hot battery. I use the orange. Yeah, the flat out. Flat out's good. It feels the same as far as the like what? The squeegee, the flat out's a harder squeegee. The orange one has the same feel, it's just harder. Must have a hump in the door panel. Yeah, a little bit. So, okay, so we swap this. Let's skip back over. Skip back over. GoPro. Cool. So right in here, this is all super loose. Everything's fine. And then when you get to this front little bit right here, the door paneling, this seal presses right against this rubber. And it's not until you get like right there, it like, sucks. So to anybody doing those, just be cautious, round your corners a little bit more because it's pretty far down where that happens. So you can round it a little bit extra. You can pick it a little farther back. And like the way I had it set up was I was going a little farther into the seal anyways, more so than I needed. So I backed off a little bit and they were way easy. So it still is a very, very easy car. Just don't push your pattern too far is what I would suggest. I ran into the same problem yesterday, but I managed to get it tucked in. And this one, I was almost there, and then the corner just folded on itself. It's such a tough spot to get to lay flat if you have it binding up, so. So when a tint, if a tint is frameless, will it mess up when it rolls up and down? Like when you open the doors? No, you actually should be, with a good installation, you can actually roll it up and down immediately. It's just recommended to like not roll them up and down. Just let the film dry out to be 100%. So whenever you get it delivered from a shop, opening and closing it's not going to create any type of an issue for you. But they'll tell you still, don't roll the windows up and down. It's just one of those, like, we wish they didn't shift up and down, but they do. It's not going to be a problem. Daniel Reyna with a $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that. Same happened to me. That's good to know. It's anybody, like even I would tell you people that asked, like, yeah, there's no problem with them, but it's just one of those little things that like you wouldn't necessarily think about until you run into that issue. It reminds me a lot of like the Jettas, but it's just in like that one teeny little spot. So sometimes you might fold the corner and sometimes you might be able to get it through. It just would go a little short. It's just 10 times easier. What was that? Absolutely love watching your videos. Thank you. Home garage goals AF. This rear windshield is very, very easy. You have a brake light in the way, but the paneling and all that's pretty straightforward. It's funny. I got so caught up with the issues on the doors that shouldn't have been, that we're kind of glossing over everything on this back window. But that's how it goes sometimes. I paid a lot more attention to like the back glass on like the some of the other streams though. I know you've heard enough about the floor, but it reminds me of Obsessed Garage. Yeah, I watched a bunch of their videos about the flooring too, as I was picking it up. So just like, I wish I had their tile cutter. That would have been super helpful. I ended up using a jigsaw and I had my own little like method for cutting it because I didn't have one of those big tile cutters. But all the edging took like probably a good portion of a day for me to do all the edging. And then I fucked up the pattern a little bit too. Because I just ordered the tiles for an 18 wide by 20 long space, but it's 17 and a half. So I knew that, but when I started laying the tiles, I kind of just glossed over that portion. So we started with the black tiles and the gap on the side, and we centered the whole pattern. But then the tiles that we laid down was 17. So we actually took an entire stripe out of the pattern. So I had extra gray and not extra black. So what I had to do is readjust the pattern up here and only have one black instead of two, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in the video. I laid both patterns out 50-50 and took a good hard look because I would have just ordered them. I would have just basically ordered the different patterns or the extra tiles that I needed if I really thought it looked that much better. But to be honest, I like this. I like the way that this turned out way better than what I originally had planned, so it was a happy mistake. I'm super happy with this floor. This floor doesn't have great drainage though, so I'm noticing the water that is settling there still isn't like, still having a couple problems. Oh, I'm sorry. Joe, thank you so much. With a $5 super chat, your vids are the best, so addicted. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And then Dan Orena, your messages not scrolling? No, they're still scrolling. I just got caught up in talking about the floor. Thank you. I really appreciate both of those though. Yeah, definitely. I'll always go back and double check too. But I could gush about setting up the floor for a long time. Okay, so these go down. Do I need to have a business license to get GeoShield? Not as far as I'm aware, but they will ask you a couple of questions because they want to learn about you. So if you've already been installing film, you know, like what kind of a shop you are. If you like, they'll sell it to people that just have a side hustle and want to carry their film, which is one of the reasons why I like them. I mean, some people might look at it as like, hey, if anybody can get it, you know, somebody's going to open up next door and we're going to be competing head to head. That would literally not bother me one bit. So, but they just want to like learn a little bit about you as a business, or as an installer, or as, you know, side hustle, like, because that's how they can help you better. Like, how much film do you need? What do they expect you to order? And blah, 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 blah. So they really have like some great advice. They love talking to people about, you know, their film, what it can bring to the table, them as a company. So it's not really just like a, you know, quick online retail order. They do have a dealer portal though, but they would like to understand you when you call. So any tips on windows that have a massive curve on the outside? Practice. It's pretty general. Like, really, that's it. It's hard for me to be specific about shrinking extra curved windows without having an example here. A lot of what you're going to learn is just from repetition and practice. Take your time. Try pull shrinking the film a little bit. And do it over and over and over. Have some film that you're not afraid to waste. Cool. So we're going to take a clay bar to this one. Then, so we got the bulldozer and the side swipe is here. Do I have the reach? And we're going to take the reach. Which I was watching, or which I wasn't, wish I wasn't working so I could watch more live. Aw. Yeah, it's like, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I gotta run a live stream through working hours because it's also working. Unless I started just bringing in drop-offs and running live streams at like 2 a.m. But then people would be like, man, it's late, I gotta wake up for work. Early morning, people be sleeping. I know I'd be sleeping. Ew. Jesus. It's really, really... defrosters, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should get a Glacade branded clay bar? I've been toying around with the idea, and I kind of want to just get it. Because it's one of those things. Yes, there are lots of existing clay bars, but everybody keeps asking what clay bar to get. And I don't just like sending people to Amazon. Because there's like, Amazon can change all the time, and one clay bar might be a little bit different. So if we're all kind of on the same playing field or whatever, like of course, if you're a detailer, you have your detailing site that you buy from and trust, so. But for a lot of tinters, it's kind of just like, hey, I don't know where to get it. Nobody sells it. Other than Amazon, and then which one do I buy? So it's a question I'd have to keep repeating. So, I don't know. I think we're probably going to get our own Glacade branded ones. It'd be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Pretty sick. All right, let's go. All right, there we go. Good deal. Does the clay make a difference? Yes. It's not a massive difference. So like, cleaning the back windows is where it really shines through, and little specks on like the doors. But even then, it's like, you know, you've been tinting without it, right? It's one of those things that helps out a little bit extra, but I think it makes a bigger difference on the back window with the defrosters. It's a more thorough way of cleaning out the lines. And also, so like, see how disgusting this clay bar is now? This is all shit that was pulled off the lines. This is a pretty new car, and it's been doing that on all of them. So it was one of those things that I picked up, and I tried it, and I almost couldn't believe how gross the defrosters looked. When I pulled all that, like I was surprised what the clay bar looked like after it. But, you know, the way that I used to clean it, I used to just wipe them off with my hand and tint over it. and it still looked really good. But I think it's pulling a residue off of the defroster lines themselves. And any small things that you can do to make your work look that much better, that doesn't take you hardly any time to do, I think is 100% worth picking up. So, I mean, so instead of wiping the defrosters off with my hands to check them, I use a clay bar instead now. So don't waste any time. But like somebody just said in chat earlier, they used it on a charger without turning the defrosters on. And they said they didn't have any peanuts or something. So that's something I'm still a little nervous to try. I did do it on a charger, and I didn't have any peanuts, but I also turned on the defrosters. Same thing with the Mustang that I did yesterday. I used a clay bar, but I also turned on the defrosters like I usually do. So this might be one of those little tricks that doesn't involve sanding that actually takes care of that. What was that? I used to have problems with silicone sprays and other detailing products which traders use. Yeah, my chat has been funky. Oh, I wonder if YouTube's having problems then. I don't know. I'm still getting the chat, so hopefully not. I used to have problems with silicone sprays and other detail products. Yeah. So, like hydrophobic coatings on glass is actually a big annoyance for installing film because the film will try and stick immediately. So that's why I like the scrubby that I use. But I don't use that same scrubber on the back glass because it'll leave grit in these lines and then it'll look like, you know, a sandy back window. But with a clay bar, dude, I'm telling you, there's some, it's just like, they look so smooth and so clean. I really think that it's doing, like that shit that it's pulling off of the defrosters is helping the film to either lay down a little bit better or just help cleaning the scum off the lines. So it is cleaner in general. It looks good. It doesn't look wavy. Just real clean lines. So for now, glass clay bars, they're on Amazon. They're really not expensive. And you can rinse them off. So when you use one, just fucking keep rinsing it off. I've had the same clay bars for like ever since I started talking about it. But it wasn't until I had to use it. I don't know, I'm impressed. I like finding out those new little things. Things that don't drastically change your install either. So you can just keep doing things kind of like the way that you were doing them. Plus, I never liked the idea of taking like sandpaper to defrosters either. Hell yeah. But if there's like an adhesive or something in the glass, you probably couldn't feel it. So you still have to probably run over it with your hand. Alligator clay bar is on point. Oh, Alligator, what's up, man? I wanted to thank you. Actually, I wanted to wait on stream till you were here. Thank you for that $10 super chat at the very end of the last stream. I was going to send you a message and then I got distracted, but I didn't miss the message. It was just like, right as I was closing down, it came in late, so I missed it on the stream, and I saw it afterwards. But I'm glad you like the clay bars. That's really cool. What I'm curious, what clay bars did you end up getting? I know you got them from OG. I will check. I personally use Adam's clay bar. Oh, you're welcome. That's cool. So I haven't talked to many people that have actually tried them. So I'm really curious to hear from other people too. On like defrosters, doors, like good shit. Yes, no? Am I speaking bullshit? You know what I mean? Any difference? I always like to know real world experience from other people. $4 super chat from Alligator. How dare you? Thank you. What was it from Adam? Adam polishes clay bar. It's white in color, works amazing. It's good to hear. I'll have to pick up some nicer ones for sure. Because the one that was sent to me, it says made in China. And like I have a couple that I bought off of Amazon, and those seems to be fine too as well. So I don't really think like you need anything crazy. But Adams has good quality shit for sure. So I'm really curious to like try out some higher end ones too. As long as they're also like if they're nicer. I know Adams makes good shit though. I've heard really good things about it, so. Good deal. I think we're done. I'm just gonna take a cleaner towel, go over these windows. Oh, I gotta put the headrest back in. And then we are all good to go. Look at this little headrest. I'll put this little headrest right back here. For what we are doing, I don't think there's a need for high-end clay. I agree. It's to pick up extra dirt. Yeah, I'd be much more worried about different grades on the paint. That's where it would really be a problem. But yeah, the idea is like it's a wet, what are they called? Tack cloth? It's a wet tack cloth basically is what it does for us. So. But thanks for the feedback. I'm not a detailer, so like that kind of stuff is out of my realm, which is why I ask a lot more questions about it. But I agree. I don't necessarily think there would be any type of a big issue with using a cheaper one, because yeah, we're just using them as basically tack cloths. So I think I'm gonna get my trash can today. We're gonna get a nice trash can. We're gonna be done with this. I wanna figure out something for the towels too. I know I can just set them on a shelf. So I don't know. I gotta do something. I've just also been busy. I still got some other stuff I gotta do today. But my appointment for this afternoon looks like it's pushed off till tomorrow. So I have the afternoon to get some stuff done, which is good. Dang. I love when it's done. Sorry. Thanks to everybody that hung out with me earlier with this door. Again, passenger front door, kind of like the last stream, right? We had some issues there. Everything else went swimmingly. Good deal. So we're also going to, we should put this on the outside. There's different grades of clay bar? Yeah. Do you use fine, medium, or, let's see, do you use fine or medium grade? I have the fine ones. It seemed like the glass ones, the white ones, were, what was I saying? Okay, the main camera. Oh, guys, I need a haircut, but the shutdown is still like, the shutdown is still strong. They extended it to middle of June, way past my birthday. Makes me upset. Honestly, on Amazon, I can get the 4-pack with free microfiber for $16. Yeah, you can get packs for really cheap. We still might have our own though. It's just one of those things where it totally could, and I don't think it would be a big deal. Those are fine / medium. Yeah, I would, the only thing is I would definitely suggest the white ones, just so you can like see it. It's like, it's an awesome, we'll adjust the focus on this a little bit. There. It's an awesome, like, before and after. It's really kind of an impressive contrast to see like, oh, I was tinting over all that? Holy shit. Kind of crazy. So nobody has matched my $10 super chat from Monday? No, I think we got a couple. We got like a $15 one from Dana Reyna. And also Alligator snuck one in at the end of last stream too. So there's been a couple. But there could be more. All right. So I should cut this out. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. Let me, I'm over here so I can still hear you guys. I had to take the GoPro off. It's hot. It's hot. We're pretty much done the car. And I just wanted to chill for a couple minutes. I gotta text the customer. What time is it? 12:45? All right, let's text them. Let's let them know their Giulia is all set. Ooh, let's send them a picture too. They would like that, right? Let's take the key. Let's close it all up. We'll put this on in just a second. OG sells fine grade clay bars. Oh yeah, for sure. Excuse me, camera. Yeah, like that. Now we're gonna crop it a little bit. Yeah, buddy. We're gonna text it, and we are gonna be all set. And then I can go back into air conditioning. Oh, focus. something like that. I'd keep autofocus, but it jumps all over the place. See, now you take a picture with this floor and then you send it out to them. I'm curious to hear their reaction on that. We're gonna go over it with some better glass cleaner to get some smears. Super chat, another super chat. Alligator with $2 super chat. Did you get my thank you card for reference? Oh, I did. Thanks, man. Thanks for tinting my Explorer. No, that's super cool. The so Alligator likes to go a little above and beyond, and he sent me a postcard. Like as an example, what he sends out to customers after he tints their cars, he does handwritten thank you notes. I got it. Yeah, that was super cool. Okie doke. We're inside the back of the Giulia. Just making sure everything's all wiped down. Looks 100. Cleaner than when it came in. Good deal. All right, my dudes. Oh yeah, we got this. So, quick and simple thing that you can do if you have a license plate is temporary tag. If you don't want to put it on the inside, you can laminate it on the outside. Just take a light piece of film, preferably one that's not going to leave a bunch of adhesive behind, which is like bonus for Avery here, and then tack that down. And then they don't have to worry about dealings with the police. And then it'll peel clean once they get their regular plate. So, well, that was fun. Excited. Oh, that's awesome. They got a sneak peek. Alrighty. So, with that, we are going to be done. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I need air. It's just been cooking, slowly cooking in here. I'm loading up the stream, making sure. Yep, that's all good. Alrighty. Well, thanks, y'all. I will catch you in the next one. There's a good chance we'll have one tomorrow, as long as my 3 o'clock appointments shows up. So if I have something a little bit earlier, you know how we do things. Sometimes we just go live, very short notice. But the longer that I know, the more I let you guys know. But thanks to everybody who super chatted today and hung out with me today. Versatility, Grant, LKB, Jake, Lewis, Daniel Reyna with a whole bunch of them, Joe V, and Alligator. Y'all are awesome. Really appreciate all the love and support that this type of content gets. So, Thanks y'all again for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one.